You found Radio Free Tennessee. Your Tony Basilio show will begin momentarily. Keep it locked in right here at TonyBasilio.com and on your Tony Basilio app. And hey, do us a favor. Spread the word. Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's another edition of your Tony Basilio Show. Live today at Calhoun's on the river. Fired up, focused, and prepared. And, Bino, I sound froggy today. Why is that? Why am I froggy today, Beanstar?
I don't know. You got a little Barry White to you today, Tony.
Oh, man. Well, yesterday I went out and cleared my head and went for a walk over in Lakeshore Park. I was sitting there in my own little world. I bumped into a guy yesterday while I was walking with my guitar. That's not good when you bump into somebody when you got your guitar on you.
And this time of year when you walk to clear your head, you fill it up with something else.
Correct. Correct. And yesterday it was some good tunes.
Beautiful.
Some good tunes yesterday. But, Bino, here we are. It is finally a day where we can focus on something in the sports world other than departures, and that's kind of a nice thing, isn't it?
Yes, it is, Tony. Yes,
and we have a football weekend. Hugan's going to join us, presented by our friends at Guffon Moving and Storage, as Tony might need their services. And here we are, Beanstar. What's your excitement level for the college football weekend upon us here?
I'm ready to move on to some live action, Tony.
Yep.
And looking forward to Tennessee spitting the bad taste of that Alabama game out of their mouth on Saturday in Lexington.
You mean to tell me, Bino, that 2 1-6 teams in college football didn't do it for you last night, or that NFL game featuring Carson Wentz? I mean, any NFL game featuring Carson Wentz. I got to give a shout out to my boy Mr. C, who is a hard-headed gambler. And that sounds like a lyric, right? A hard-headed gambler, brutally handsome. He's a hard-headed gambler now. He bet with Carson Wentz's side 2 weeks in a row. Bino, would you think you would do that?
I would not, Tony.
Okay.
And I laughed at him. I saw the Wentz magic.
Yeah. He's pretty good, isn't he? No. He was roached. How many teams ago, Bino, was he roached?
I don't at least 2 before he came to the Colts.
Here's a stupid question, Bino. Could we get cooked tomorrow in Lexington? Is that possible that we get cooked? Because that'll cook our season if we get beat tomorrow.
Yeah, I think.
Is it possible?
Yeah, I think it's possible, Tony, because we don't stop people. But
right.
This is an opportunity to. This is a setup game. This sets you up to where if you go up there and take care of business like we should, like historically we do, then you go into the last third of your season still with playoff hopes alive, and you may even have 2 playoff elimination games in your game against Oklahoma and your game against Vandy.
And when they set this 12 team up, that's what I liked about it. I think 12 is a perfect number.
Yeah.
Because if it's 16, you don't have the tension next year. At 12, we've got some tension coming. Here's the tension. Is our schedule good enough at 10-2 to get us in? We'll see. We need Arkansas to win tomorrow. We need Mississippi State to beat Texas. Both those teams could win their games.
Yes.
We need both of those teams to pull upsets tomorrow and win games. Or is Arkansas favored? Because that was one of our power plays
Arkansas
last
is
night.
the favorite.
Okay, yeah.
Just a slight favorite.
Doesn't feel like they should be, but they're at home. They've got a great offense. They're playing a team with no offense.
Right.
And a team that's kind of playing out the string. Another coach is going to get fired.
Yes.
So, by the way, great write-up today from Matt Dixon over at tclub.team.
Yes,
great picking from Brian Hartman, who I think is going to have a big weekend. Great stuff from Throaty, who wrote a thing about Tony being a guy that's going to burn it out at the hot fuse. Tony was never going to be a 30-year guy here because that's just not his nature, and he won't be in San Francisco. He's going to put everything he has into that and burn it up. Maybe he can come back here one day, Bino, with that in mind.
I would absolutely love that, Tony. I'm wearing the hat that Tony gave us.
Aw.
In honor of him and how special his tenure was here and how much I appreciated it.
I think Tony, in his own way, was trying to tell me I'm a real moron because Bino got brought a hat, and then the hat he handed me, Bino, was describe it to the listener.
It looked like, those dome garbage cans that have the push open on the front that you put stuff in. It looked like somebody had welded a bill on one of those.
It's really not funny. I mean, I have feelings, and that's exactly what it looked like. I texted him and I said, Tony, there's like 3 inches on each side, man. What do you think? I got the biggest head in the world? And he said, yeah, pretty much. He said, the first time I met you, I thought you were pretty special, if you know what I mean. But anyway, so here we are. It's a Football Friday. Hughie's going to join us. And then we'll get into a whole bunch of stuff down the stretch. Lauren is going to take care of you in the island of love when you come out and see us today. We're live today at Calhoun's on the river. Look, it's heated in here, and then they're going to open it up as folks arrive, and it's nice and toasty in here today, Beanstar.
It's okay.
They've done an awesome job here on the river. They've enclosed it during the cool times, and times like this, they can toggle the garage door deals up and down. It's just it's really well done.
Yes, it is. It's perfect. It's beautiful.
Bino, I'm fired up, focused, and prepared for. I'm really looking forward to, and our guys And Bino last night, what did you do on Winners and Losers in light of the FBI news that broke out last night? Bino from Reno, what was your role?
I was monitoring the show, Tony, making sure that everything was legal.
And from the best of your knowledge, when you watch degenerates like Nashville Lee and C, who continue to get up despite being roughed up by this college football season, get up and make their picks, Bino, what do you make of that?
I enjoyed getting to eavesdrop on that last night.
Yes.
And, there were no illegalities. There was some sickness involved in there,
yes.
But no illegalities.
Go check us out on our YouTube channel. It'll air later today when we're done right here on our platform at tclub.team. In the meantime, I can't wait to see some college football just to get past what we just went through. Can I get an amen from that?
Amen.
I mean, that's just a week I don't want to. I don't want to go through that again. And people calling me names. I mean, imagine that, being I'm a sensitive guy, man.
Well, that made last week no different than the week before, but this one was probably much more intense.
Interesting. As we come back on the other side, the great Mike Hugan joins. Bino Jeff Henderson's here. Brian Hartman at the controls today. When we continue, it'll be Hugie presented by Gufan Moving and Storage on a Friday. It's a football Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Bow thy head when you say thy name, the great Mike Hugan, who has been cold as ice, Lou Graham. Now, you talk about a guy that's having a bad season, picking some games, Bino. This Hugie guy, I'm going to fade everything he says, man. What do you think of that?
I think that's just wrong. Bring a man in like that.
As we continue with more after this.
Are you searching for a great local coffee? I'm Billy with Grade A Grounds. You can buy our freshly roasted coffee online and support a good cause with every sip. Great coffee, greater causes. Visit our website today, gradeagrounds.com.
You got a dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting. Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gufan Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gufan Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gufan Moving and Storage are pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gufan Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gufan.com. That's Gufan.com, or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, Move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gufan Moving and Storage. Life never stops moving, and between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to Grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up, a tire designed for doers, a tire that's going to last, like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Fall has officially arrived, so now is the perfect time to make sure your home's heating and HVAC system is ready for the season ahead. Don't ignore the warning signs that your heating or cooling system is struggling or nearing the end of its lifespan. And if you need fast, reliable HVAC repairs, seasonal preventative maintenance, or want to invest in a new, high-efficiency system, then call the trusted HVAC experts at Pipe Wrench Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Whatever HVAC problems you encounter, our certified technicians will make a full assessment and then provide the best long-term solution to keep your home comfortable again all year long. We make it easy with free on-site estimates for replacements and free second opinions on repairs. And if budgets are tight, we offer flexible payment plans including 0% financing with credit approval. Be sure to ask about our 10-plus year warranties that are 2 times longer than industry standards so you don't spend a cent on unexpected costs in the future. So call Pipe Wrench at 865-264-8090 or book online at pipewrench.com to schedule your appointment today. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free.
TB here with Alan of WeShipFloors.com. Tell them about it, Alan.
Hey, I'm Alan from WeShipFloors.com. Our competition's prices, well, they're going up. Ours are coming down. Our waterproof floor Supercore is the best, and right now it starts at $199 a square foot. Our warehouses are full of 4mm, 6mm, and 8mm. You strapped for cash? Well, we have our own in-house financing. Use our room visualizer and order some free samples today. Supercore from WeShipFloors.com. Best products at best price.
Like Alan said, head over to WeShipFloors.com. Use the room visualizer on the website. Drop in any of the 120 Supercore floors virtually into your room and order your free samples today. WeShipFloors.com. Tennesseans, they are us. The best product, the best price. WeShipFloors.com. TB, back with you. At the top of the blog today, I said that our day is going to be dedicated to the memory of ZR, Perry Cooper, who passed away this week. And ZR is just an absolute legend, and we'll talk about him a little later on as we go along. But I wanted to go ahead and mention that. So if you hadn't heard, if you want to read the blog today, I put my 5 favorite ZR songs up there. And Bino, you wanted to nominate one as well. You had a tune you wanted to nominate.
Oh, the City of Orlando is fantastic.
Yeah.
And
Green Christmas was incredible.
Oh, yeah.
The
Just a genius.
tall guy's dreaming of a green Christmas. All right, and the way the voice he sung it in, and Perry, before we get Hugie in here, Perry was an accomplished, world-level, world-class fiddle player, and I accompanied him a few times with the guitar at various like competitions and things like that, and bluegrass breakdowns and those kinds of things. And Perry said, I asked Perry one time, I said, man, because I was confused 15 years ago, what's the difference between a fiddle and a violin? And he goes, oh, that's a good question. He goes, a violin has strings and a fiddle has strangs. And I went, okay. So let's, on that note, bring the great Mike Hugan in. Bow thy head when you say thy name. And Hugie, I'm froggy today, man, but I'm in here playing hurt. Hugie, it's week 8, my man. Week 8, brother. Where is the college football season going?
Yeah, it's hard to believe that we're almost into November, which means we're almost to the end of the regular season. This is a solid weekend, not as good as last week, but you usually ask me to sort of grade the card, and I would say this weekend's a B+. A lot of really more, I would argue, interesting games than there are must-watch games. But interesting games often turn into important games. So,
yeah, it's the nature of the sport right now. Like our winners and losers program, which we did last night, our guys were admitting that, hey, trying to predict these games from week to week and trying to win a fair share of them is like trying to hold water in your hand, Hugie. And it's a sport right now, and Ron Wright Wannabe is a guy that writes he mixes old school professional wrestling and college football in his columns. And he compared this season to Rowdy Roddy Piper, who once said, just when you think you have the answers, I change the questions. And that is exactly what this college football season does from week to week, Hugie.
Yeah, I think that the talent is more spread out because of NIL and the transfer portal. Not to say it, excuse me, now you're making me sound a little froggy. Not that the same programs aren't still really good programs, but I think there are a lot of sort of teams that usually are middling have better players because of the portal and NIL and can step up on any weekend and make and produce an upset. The idea that Vanderbilt's in the top 10, the idea that Indiana is ranked second. 10 years ago, the idea that Indiana would be second and Vanderbilt 10th, no, that will never happen in my lifetime. Well, here we are, and it is happening, and the portal and NIL are the major reasons, and there's talent on those two teams, especially at quarterback.
Clemson's eliminated. Florida State's winless in their league. You have the Penn State with their coach already fired. I mean, this is a crazy Beanstar. Have we ever seen anything like this? And what leads us to believe that the last quarter or last third of the season is going to be any different, Bino?
No, I mean, Mike said it perfectly. When you wake up in a world where you've got basically Indiana and Vanderbilt are top 10 football teams, it's just a world we've never lived in before. So there's nothing out there that suggests that that's the way it should be. Mike, when you look this week, it's kind of, especially from a ranked matchup standpoint, it's an SEC-centric weekend. There are 3 matchups between ranked teams, and all of them are within the conference.
Yeah, the 3 big games this weekend, I think you can argue, are all SEC games. Ole Miss, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, LSU, and Missouri, Vanderbilt, which, again, the idea that Missouri and Vanderbilt, this is a huge game in the playoff race, Missouri, Vanderbilt, for both teams. Both have transfer quarterbacks, which makes things even more interesting. Ole Miss and Oklahoma, transfer quarterbacks. Texas A&M and LSU, quarterbacks who were signed and developed. So And LSU is sort of, I would argue, in desperation mode at home. But the Ole Miss-Oklahoma game, all the rumors swirling about Kiffin to Florida, will that have an impact on his team? It's a top 25 opponent on the road. Kiffin does not do well in those games. His teams do not do well in those games. Oklahoma's defense will be the best that Ole Miss has seen. I think also, though, that the Ole Miss offense will be the best Oklahoma's defense has seen. So a lot of cool storylines in the three big SEC games tomorrow.
I'll say this for that Ole Miss defense last week. They look worse than we do. And that's saying something, Bino.
You score on 5 possessions in a row against Georgia. You score 35 points in Athens. Hey, we're going to win this game. Well, no, their defense gave up 43. But, Georgia is a weird team. They'll look horrendous for a quarter and a half, and then Gunnar Stockton gets hot, and they can't be stopped. This is not the Georgia of even 5 years ago. The offense has some explosiveness to it. The defense is not close to being dominating. You wonder about the Georgia defensive line. They don't get pressure on the opposing quarterbacks. The corners are gigantic, huge recruits getting paid good money. They don't look all that good. The linebackers have been mildly disappointing, I would argue. But the Georgia offense, Gunnar Stockton, I think he was a huge question mark going into the season. I think he has proved himself. And now the huge question mark for Georgia, can their defense hold up? And that's sort of mind-blowing.
It really is. But we saw them earlier in the year, and the thing that we realized about Georgia early on, they don't have those hosses up front that create that pass rush.
No, they do not.
And they really don't have a great secondary either, despite the fact that some of those guys are decorated. And so that makes a flammable combination. I still think Georgia's not done losing before the year is over, but I do think they're probably going to sneak into the playoffs. They're a 9 lives football team, though. You mentioned this. I want to ask you, before we go back to the games, is Hughie's presented by our friends at Gufon Moving and Storage. East Tennessee's moving legend since 1887. That's 138 years. That's longer than the Saturday report for Tony Vitello and the Wednesday resolution was. But that felt like 138 years in my world. And Hughie's been through that a time or two with those searches and all that stuff. But here we are. They are the East Tennessee, the nation's moving legend, the longest family-owned moving company in the United States of America, the world record holder. And now shout out to the next generation, 5th generation, Taylor, who is taking over that organization, and it's not skipping a beat. Hughie, is Lane Kiffin going to need Gufon Moving and Storage at the end of the year? And is he going to go to Gainesville? What do you think?
Yeah, I think that it appears as if, and everybody knows the importance of boosters, it appears that the boosters are all in alignment, the big money folks of Florida. They're hell-bent on getting a coach that truly cares about offense. Napier, he's an offensive-minded guy. We can talk about that for decades, the bad offense that Napier put out there. But I think Florida wants a coach. They have sort of hired some milquetoast guys since Meyer left. I think they want a coach, for lack of a better term, with some swagger. A coach with swagger who puts a big-time offense on the field. And, that is Kiffin. I don't think he's an elite coach. I don't think he cares enough about his defense or recruiting, but he does care about offense, and I think that the Florida big money boosters are in alignment with that. And I think Scott Strickland, the AD, is sort of now in lockstep as well. I'm not sure that's by his own reckoning, though. I think it's sort of, here's what we're doing, Scott.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do this, you can be looking for a job alongside your boy Billy Napier. So I think that Florida is going to make Lane Kiffin say no.
Wow.
I think they can give him a 6 to 8 year contract.
Wow.
I think they can pay him. They can make him the highest paid coach in college football, and I think that aspect appeals to Kiffin.
Hey, Bino, he just called Kiffin an offensive-centric coach that doesn't care about the other side of the football. Do you concur with that, Bean Star? And do you think that he's not an elite coach, that Lane Kiffin's not elite, Bino? Do you buy that?
I would not put Kiffin in the elite category, but I would put him in a category of a very, very attractive candidate who could be an elite coach in the right situation.
That's a pretty good way of putting it.
Yeah, that's an interesting aspect as well. In the right place. USC, I think he was too young and immature at that point. Florida has, he's gotten Ole Miss. The idea that Ole Miss now, you expect Ole Miss to win 10 games is sort of amazing. Ole Miss fans are quick to talk about, hey, we got a lot of tradition, blah, blah. They won national titles pre-integration. That may as well have been 3 lifetimes ago. The recruiting base in Florida, vastly better than the recruiting base in Mississippi. It's a vastly better academic school. I don't know if that matters to anybody. There's a lot going on at Florida in terms the facilities are better. They have more money. They have a better recruiting base. Presumably, the more money aspect would lead him to hire a high-level defensive coordinator. And maybe it's a case of Kiffin. His dad was one of the best defensive coordinators ever. And it's always sort of struck me, your dad made his bones, and he made your name by being defensive-minded and caring about that side of the ball. And, Lane's like, well, totally the opposite, obviously. So he would have the money at Florida to hire a better defensive staff than he has at Ole Miss. Will he do that? That's the question. Would he do that if he got the job is the question.
Maybe Lane's rebelling.
Yes, going opposite direction today.
You know what, Bino? I wonder if the Florida job right now is a better job than the Ole Miss job. I think a lot of these jobs are pretty in the league, and the guy at Vanderbilt's kind of showing this right now. The guy at Indiana's kind of showing this right now.
But I would argue with that. I mean, the team is better, no question. Is the program better? And I think Florida program ceiling is a hell of a lot higher than Ole Miss program ceiling. What Cignetti's doing at Indiana is phenomenal. I question whether he can keep that going. I think he's helped by the fact that Michigan's down a little bit, Penn State's obviously down a little bit, Washington's down a little bit, SC's not as good as they should be. Again, I think it all goes back to if everything is being run correctly, Indiana's probably the 11th or 12th best, maybe 13th or 14th best job in that league. Wisconsin is a disaster right now. But I would argue Wisconsin has a higher ceiling than Indiana in normal times. The good thing about Cignetti, the good thing about Clark Lee, the door was cracked. Both those guys pushed it in and have moved in. The question is, are they going to be evicted eventually? And I think Indiana and Vandy are going to be evicted eventually.
Let's stay along the coaching lines here, Mike, for the next couple that I've got for you. I agree with you. I think that Florida is a better job than Ole Miss with a higher ceiling. If LSU and Florida both open up, I think LSU's the better job.
But yeah, I think LSU is one of the 3 best jobs in the country, just because that is the only school in the state that truly plays high-level football. I know Tulane's has some good teams recently, but you cannot compare LSU and Tulane. Everybody in that state is an LSU fan. Tulane, I know 5 guys who went to Tulane. Every single one of them went to high school in Florida, and they all left Louisiana afterward. And the idea, you look at LSU's remaining schedule, they could finish 7-5, and I think that would get Brian Kelly fired. I think Auburn and LSU are 2 programs that don't worry about, that's going to cost us $50 million fine. Shovel the money into the coal tender. We're going to burn it. We're getting rid of this guy. LSU will have its pick of candidates. It can be a tough job, but the recruiting aspect, again, no one in that state grows up, ooh, I want to be a Louisiana Tech Bulldog. No, everybody wants to be LSU Tiger. They should own New Orleans. They should own, frankly, every high-level recruit in that state. If LSU's not getting them, something's going on. They can also go into Texas and get kids. They can go to Florida and get kids. That is an elite job, and I'm a little bit surprised that at a school that won the national title with Les Miles and Ed Orgeron, that Brian Kelly's not been more successful.
Hey, Mike, another coaching question here. I don't know why I was. I probably shouldn't have been. But I was a little bit shocked that James Franklin, a week after he gets fired, is on game day up there basically saying, hey, I'm ready to go right now. Of the jobs that are out there, he's going to get one of them. What do you think is a good landing spot for him?
That's a good question. I also wonder if there's any kind of offset that would make him take a little bit less money to go somewhere. I don't know. I don't think Florida would be interested. I don't know about UCLA. If Virginia Tech could hire him, that's a no-brainer. But I would think he'd have his sights set a little bit higher than Virginia Tech. But then again, maybe not. The ACC, if you're the right coach, is eminently winnable. Beamer had phenomenal teams for close to, for a decade because he recruited one area incredibly well. The 757 area code, the Virginia Beach, Hampton Roads area. There's 10 or 11 guys every year that are legitimate Power 4 players there. But the problem for Virginia Tech is once Beamer left, they don't sign any of those guys. Maybe Franklin would do that. But again, I'm not sure Franklin is willing to go to Virginia Tech. I'm not sure UCLA is high profile enough. Florida State would open, and that's within the realm of possibility because they're horrible right now. I don't know if you guys watched the Florida State-Stanford game last week. Oh, my God. That makes you want to swear off college football for like decades. That game was so bad. They could fire Norvell even though they'd owe him close to $60 million. That would be a phenomenal place for James Franklin. But I don't know if FSU can hire, if FSU can afford him. But I think Franklin, I think he would. Yeah, if he wants to coach next year, he will. The question is he willing to take a job that he might not think he's the best suited for? And I'll be honest, if I'm him and I don't get the exact job I want, I spend a year as the media guy and then coach again in 2027.
Yeah, why wouldn't you? Why would you jump into something? I'll tell you what, guys, we might see a scenario here after Tennessee beats the hell out of Oklahoma in a couple weeks in our building, which will happen.
Venables could get fired as well, exactly.
Venables could get fired. LSU's job could come open. I mean, this could be and this is the thing about a Signetti and what the guy at Vanderbilt's doing. These ADs and these boosters are spending more and more money on these rosters now than ever before, which means that eventually your patience runs out. That's going to happen with Heupel here. You're either going to win big or you're going to get gone.
If you're an Oklahoma fan, an LSU fan, a South Carolina fan, because I think Beamer could go, a Florida State fan, you're going, my coach is struggling, and Vanderbilt and Indiana are in the top 10. What the heck is going on here? This is ridiculous. FSU has an expensive roster. LSU has an expensive roster. Oklahoma has an expensive roster, and they're not getting it done. So I think you're 100% correct. The idea, if you're a big money booster at Oklahoma or LSU or wherever, why am I not getting a return on investment when guys at Indiana and Vandy are, and their schools are in the top 10?
Yep. That's here, there, and everywhere, Bino.
Yeah, guys, it's amazing to me because I didn't think there was any way that you could diminish administrators or fans' patience any more than we had already seen in the last 2 decades, or make the period when you have an opportunity, the honeymoon period, any shorter. But that's what we've seen.
Well, these billionaires, right? When you go and you recruit a Nico and he can't play, okay, who are they going to point the finger at? Themselves? No. The guys with the collective? No. They're going to point their finger right at that head coach. So you can't have as many busts now in recruiting as you once did, because what used to be a $10,000 expenditure out my back door is now $2 million. And I want everybody to kind of think about that. For those guys used to give those kids $20,000, go buy a car, whatever it is, $50,000, like in Kentucky, a racehorse or whatever. Man, those days are long gone. You guess now, and you are grass. You're out on the streets. And that's what happened with James Franklin. James Franklin won 10 games a year. They spent a bunch of money this offseason on his wide receivers, Hugie, and they looked dreadful. They lost that close game to Oregon, and that was it for him. That was ball game for him.
Fell. And Wisconsin's another one. I cannot imagine Luke Fickell coming back. Now, that one's a little bit, I would argue, a little bit different. No, I guess you could sort of lump Wisconsin in with Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech has a vastly better recruiting base. But Wisconsin, for people of a certain age, Wisconsin was a really good Big Ten program. But if you're like me, older guy, Wisconsin, when I was growing up, was horrendous. They were a doormat. Virginia Tech, until Beamer got there, was sort of a doormat. They'd have 1 or 2 years of good, and they would slide back into the abyss. And Wisconsin went to the Rose Bowl in 1963 with Pat Richter and all that kind of stuff. But for the most part, that was a bad program that peaked, and now it's back on the backslide. The question is, can it peak again? And I think Virginia Tech's the same thing. So their coaching, it's a little bit different, I think, at LSU, Oklahoma, even Florida and Florida State, because Florida State was good for 50 years. But the Wisconsin and Virginia Tech jobs, if you get the wrong guy again, you're going to slide even further into the abyss, and it's going to be really hard to get out in this era. Because at some point, unless you got a booster who's willing to say, I will fund a roster, I will give you $25 million spread over 3 years, and then you're on your own. But that is going to be a difficult task if Wisconsin and Virginia Tech hire the wrong guys.
Bino, who do you think's going to end up there ultimately, Beanstar?
See, I think that's a good landing place for Franklin, but Mike's probably correct. That may be something that James Franklin doesn't want.
Yes.
But if they were smart and he was smart, I think that would be a really, really good marriage.
Because he could terrorize the league, right?
Yes.
My read into this is Shane Beamer's going to restart his clock, is going to go home to daddy's school. He's going to bring that goofy style of football he plays, and they're going to love it loud, brother. That place will be reeling, rocking, and rolling. All his craziness and that eccentric way that he acts, which I don't think's an act, by the way. I think Shane Beamer, from all accounts of people that knew him when he was here on former staff as a kid, is just a real outgoing guy. He's just sort of that person. And so he has fun with it. I could see him going back there and then paying him to go back there. How about you, Hugie?
Yeah, I think there's a faction of Virginia Tech boosters, by all accounts, that do want Shane Beamer. And I think if you're an SEC fan, you're going, what the hell? Why would you want this guy? Because he's not a very good coach. But again, I think he is a big-time seller of a program. He has the Beamer connection. He would recruit a heck of a lot better than their past two coaches, because Fuente and Brent Pry were not good recruiters. They were both stick-in-the-mud personalities. That's opposite of Shane Beamer. And Shane Beamer's had 2 seasons of pretty good success at South Carolina in the SEC. And again, take a step back. The ACC is not good. You can be, I would argue, you can be a good coach in the ACC and win 8 or 9 games by just simply getting out of bed. If you're an elite coach, I think Dabo was an elite coach for a while. You win national titles there. Again, and the Virginia as a recruiting base is quite good. And if the right guy is at Virginia Tech, I think Virginia Tech still has more football appeal than Virginia. I know Virginia's ranked this year. But you get the right guy at Virginia Tech and start recruiting the Hampton Roads area again. Again, that area has tons of high-level players. Mike Vick's from there. Percy Harvin was from there. There's a heck of a lot more. That is a great area, and for some reason Virginia Tech is not really, frankly, in some respects, they don't put a huge emphasis on it anymore.
All right, Hugie, before we get your mover of the week, presented by our friends at Gufon Moving and Storage, as Mike Hugan and is on Fridays, and we're live at Calhoun's on the River. Get out and eat with us today. They got great service out here. Of course, the food is fresh. It's the freshest in town. It's absolutely an environment unlike any other. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous fall day. Come on out and see us. Enjoy the program, and we'll continue to do what we're doing for the next 90 or so minutes. In the meantime, tomorrow over at VIP Play, or later on today, there will be a special parlay that's going to show up. And here it is. It's called Tony B's SEC Triple Play Parlay, and I want your opinion on this. Let's go through these games. South Carolina plus 11.5 versus Bama, as put together by my panel last night. This is their picks. Will South Carolina be able to stay inside that number with an Alabama team that's got to be roached, got to be fried after the 5 weeks they've just gone through?
That's an interesting one. I think South Carolina's offense, it's horrible. But you have an excellent point about Alabama. They played a gauntlet. They won them all. They got to be a little bit burned out to an extent. Plus, I think if you put South Carolina tape on, you're going, oh, my God, we're going to blow these guys out of the water. So I can see that being a 10-point game, yeah. But I'll be honest, I would not bet that game. But I can see the game.
Well, you're a clown. You've been cold as ice. What do you know?
I can see the 11.5 points paying off.
All right, how about this one? Vanderbilt -2 eliminates Eli Drinkwitz in Missouri tomorrow. Knockout blow. Diego Pavia on his march to, I don't even know what he's doing. Winning a Heisman. What's Diego Pavia do? I have no. It's incredible. Our crew has Vandy -2.5 with Missouri. They pull the plug tomorrow on that Perbola guy. People don't realize this about Vanderbilt, but they've got the best offense in the country. That's what they have. They get out. You give them the football, you're getting scored on. They did it to LSU last weekend.
I agree with that one. I am not a believer in Missouri. Their schedule has been a breeze. They did struggle last week against Auburn, and that's a little bit. Auburn's defense is good. Auburn's offense is garbage. Vanderbilt's offense is better. I think Vanderbilt's defense is pretty solid as well. And in Perbola, you make him throw, you win. He is not a good passer. I know he's got a great completion percentage. That's because everybody's worried about stopping Ahmad Hardy.
Yep.
And Hardy's been slowed lately, and Missouri's offense has sort of struggled lately. So yeah, I think Vandy -2 is a good 2.5 is a good one.
And then finally, Bino's favorite play on the board, Mississippi State, who I think's a live dog tomorrow with Texas. That Texas bunch, Hugie, that offensive line of theirs is a rumor. And poor Arch Manning, I mean, he's literally back there running for his life. Last week in Lexington, they had 2 first downs in the second half and won a football game because, as my guy said last night, Bino, they handed the ball off 3 straight times. They weren't even trying to play offense last week, Bino. Imagine that at Texas, Beanstar.
It's just
imagine that. Talk to me. Imagine.
Well, no, it's awful. I don't know. I don't know what thing. I picked them to go undefeated.
Me too.
When we started.
Me too. I believed the hype, man. I thought they'd go to Ohio State and win. Hugie, can you imagine picking Mississippi State with a straight face and calling them a live dog tomorrow? The spread is +7.
Oh yeah, I would take that all day. Texas's last 2 road games at Florida, they lost, and Arch Manning was pressured on 84% of his dropbacks. And then last week they were on the road against Kentucky. Kentucky, which cannot score, took them to overtime. So I think Mississippi State +7 is a good bet. I'm not a huge. I don't think Mississippi State's that good. They haven't won an SEC game since 2023.
Yeah, they're pretty dreadful.
But I think that not only is the 7 points that Mississippi State will cover. I think Mississippi State's got like a 45% chance to win. Texas is playing so poorly. I don't understand. Their offensive line is bad, and if you're Texas, and they were one of the first ones when NIL first started in 2021. Every single one of their offensive linemen automatically got a $50,000 NIL deal through some weird collective there.
I forgot that.
That's right. I think it's still going on. So you can't tell me that these Texas linemen, every single one of them is overpaid. And if some of them are getting $100, well, they're overpaid. That is a bad offensive line. It can't create running lanes. It can't protect Arch Manning. Mississippi State, again, they're not. I don't think they're all that good. They should have beat Florida last week, but Jeff Levy's dumber than Billy Napier. So
what in the world was that?
So I think
what
this is a legitimate Mississippi State has a chance to win the game against Texas. Texas has been a big disappointment. Clemson's been a big disappointment. Penn State's been a big disappointment. All preseason top 6 or 7 teams.
Yep.
And I'm not sure Penn State and Clemson are even going to have winning records.
I've been a big disappointment, in my opinion, but that's another story for another day. Might be time to see the therapist. As we visit with the great Mike Hugan and presented by our friends at Gufon Moving and Storage. All right, here it is. It's a Gufon Moving and Storage Mover of the Week. I want to remind you, they have secure vaulted storage. If you're a business owner, they offer commercial logistics, storage logistics, receiving, storage, delivery services for all your business logistic needs as they continue to stay on the cutting edge in that industry. That's how you survive for several generations and go back to the 1800s. Hugie, the Mover of the Week presented by our friends at Gufon Moving and Storage is...
Okay, I got 2 teams here. One we sort of talked about already, LSU. I believed in LSU. They go to Vanderbilt last week and lose, and then you realize this is not a good team. They could go 7-5. Brian Kelly could get fired. Garrett Nussmeier has regressed. Their offensive line is not very good. They're horrible running the ball, and all that big money defensive talent they brought in, they're just guys, man. It's up front. They're just, Harold Perkins he didn't have a tackle last week. The secondary is a little bit overrated. The defensive line's overrated. The offensive line is just not very good. And Garrett Nussmeier has gone from maybe being a preseason. He's a top 5 or top 6 Heisman guy. He's not even going to make honorable mention All-SEC. The other one, Miami. The idea you could make a case before last week. Miami looks complete. They have a legit chance to win the national title. And then in the back of your mind, like me, I was thinking, well, the Mario Cristobal effect has not shown up yet.
You said
Will it this year, or has he finally buried it? Nope. It's alive and well. Louisville beats them. Harrison Beck throwing 4 picks. Miami ain't winning a national title. And I think the laugh about the Mario Cristobal effect, it is real, and it is entertaining if you're not a Miami fan, because really at some point, and if the game is close in the fourth quarter,
forget it.
You need to start paying attention to every single play, because chances are Miami's going to do something that leaves you scratching your head, going, "What the heck are they doing?" Either offensively or defensively.
He's a bungler.
ACC is bad.
Yeah.
And if there's a chance that Miami won't even make the ACC title game, even if they win out.
Which is bad for us.
I think Miami's going to be the ACC title game. But I'll be honest, if you draw them in the playoff, you ain't worried, because Cristobal's on the other sideline.
I want to play him in the playoffs, Bino. I like to see the Vols draw him.
I want to play anybody in the playoffs.
Amen to that.
I think
just get there.
That should be the cry for. And you mentioned earlier about the short leash for coaches now. 4-team playoff. That's hard to make. 12-team playoff. I think 12 fan bases in the SEC expect to be there every year. Expect, not hope. Expect. And
is that right, Bino?
The Big Ten's got 6 or 7 of those. The ACC's got 3 or 4 of those. The Big 12's got 2 or 3 of those. Notre Dame always expects to be there. So,
Harvard does.
We're in the 30s here, and there's only 12 spots. So that's another thing, the short leash. If you can't get me there, if you're going 9-3, get out of here. Give me somebody else.
Count them down, Bino. Who are the 12 that expect to get there?
Right now it's Alabama,
1,
Auburn,
2,
Florida,
3,
Georgia,
4,
LSU,
5,
Ole Miss,
6,
Oklahoma,
7,
Tennessee,
8,
Texas,
9,
Texas A&M,
10. There you go. Hugie rests his
And you
case.
said Florida?
He did not say Florida. That's 11.
and does Vandy now? I didn't say Vandy or
No,
Missouri.
I don't think Vanderbilt fans expect it. I don't think Mississippi State expects it. I'll be honest, the South Carolina fans expected it this year.
Well, South Carolina
Arkansas
fans.
is another school that has delusions of grandeur.
Well, they can have delusions all they want.
Heck, they may end up hiring Bobby Petrino, but the idea that Arkansas as a job in the 16-team SEC is probably that's the 12th or 13th best job.
Hugie, you're the man. It's been incredible breaking it down scientifically, moving right to left across my device with you and through my vertical hold. You've been utterly insane. Have a great weekend. By the way, great call last Friday on Cristobal laying that egg. I thought about you. You said it.
Jeff Brom's a really good coach.
You knew that was coming.
And if he's willing to move,
coming. Yep.
He's his family is royalty in Louisville. He grew up there. He went to high school there, played college football there. Now he's back. His dad was a long-time high school coach there. If Florida could do a lot worse than Jeff Brom, and Penn State could do a lot worse than Jeff Brom.
Thank you, my man. Good talking
to you.
All right,
talk to you next week. Thanks, guys.
Bino, when he said that about the 11 teams expect to make the play, 10 teams, I thought there's no way until you.
I called off Florida, and we've got 10. We've got 10. He said 12.
Yeah, it's actually 10.
We've got 10.
That expect.
Yes.
Like if you don't get there, like Heupel this year, if they lose another game, whether it's fair or not with Joey football, because I don't think it will be, because I didn't think we had a playoff team before the year, which, I'm just never going to be somebody that tells you what you want to hear. It's just not my nature. You're always going to get my opinion. People accuse me back in the day of being like a hype man. I'm going to call it like I see it. I look at our team, and I just don't believe we do enough sound things to make the playoffs. Now, I hope I'm proven wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Is it fair to look at Josh Heupel this year and say you got to make a playoff or you've had a bad season, Bino?
No.
I don't think it is.
I don't think that's fair.
No.
But I do think that once you went out this year and you had an opportunity to beat Georgia right down the street.
Yep.
I think people walked out of the stadium that day, even though we got beat, thinking this team is a whole lot better than I thought they were, and we got a chance.
You know what the truth was that day? Georgia is a whole lot worse than we thought they were. That's the truth. We are an okay football team.
Yeah.
Georgia has come way back to the pack. When you watch them rush the passer, you watch last week Ole Miss score on them 5 straight times like they're not even there. And then, Kirby said, that's it. We're just going to gamble and blitz, and we're going to get to this kid, the Chambliss guy, and that was it for them. But what happens if Georgia doesn't score every time they get the football last week? What happens if Lane Kiffin would have recruited one decent defender, like one decent player on defense? We're having a totally different conversation. What happens if the SEC, who I believe Chauncey Billups now is over the SEC officiating? Not only does he rig poker games, but he's over the SEC. And Bino, did you read up on those poker games at all?
Oh, yeah.
How they had – you think the mafia plays around?
Oh, they had a table that they could read the cards when they were face down.
It's like an episode of MASH when Hawkeye's when Radar's over there and he's reading straight, flush.
Had
he's
a rigged
got a flush draw,
dealing machine.
Dealing machine.
Unbelievable.
And they brought some high-level professional players in there and took their money until they realized it. Those pros.
Yeah.
And the big money, but they would put a mark at the table, and take his money. It's pretty next level. Now, what Terry Rozier was doing as a multi-million-dollar NBA basketball player, trying to help out his boys, is beyond me. I would tell them, guys, go get a job. I've made it. You guys need to quit gambling, and you all need to go get a job. because you're not going to do this to me. You wonder how many other guys in college and pro sports do favors for their friends, Bino. You ever think about it? Especially in basketball. Basketball is such a manipulatable game.
And when you throw props in there, I mean, that's so much easier to rig than a point spread.
Hey, that thing with the Class A guy, with the Cleveland Indians, first pitch of the game, Bino, ball or strike. The only reason they got caught is one of his boys put like a $200,000, went like way over the limit, and that flagged them. If they would have just bet $5,000 a night on that, nobody would have caught it. Or $100,000, or 1,000 here, 1,000 there. But the greed's always going to get you, man. The greed's always going to get you. And if you go back and look at some of those videos of Class A, those were what they call in Major League Baseball non-competitive pitches. They weren't even like he was bouncing balls up there to begin the game. That's just stupid, man. That's just greed is an interesting human trait, isn't it?
Yeah.
You see these people that have everything, but they want more. More. You know what that tells me? And I'm not a very wise person. I'm kind of an idiot. But that tells me money's not the answer when I see things like that. I got everything I need in my life, but I'm going to go over here and just kind of play around. Make my friends rich now. Hey, Terry Rozier, give your friends some money, man. If you want to make them whole, give them some of your money. You don't have to do that for your boys. But anyway.
I hate to say this, but I was kind of glad to see 4 of the 5 family names back in the news.
Bino's a mafioso, shipe.
From like 30 years ago, though. I know nothing about today's.
Yes.
Nothing.
But to see the Bananos and who else was all back in there, Bino?
Oh, everybody but the Lucchese family, I think, was mentioned in there. And Angelo Ruggiero Jr. is in there.
Thank you very little.
That was John Gotti's buddy. His daddy was.
Is Gas Pipe Jr. Bino going to be?
No, I didn't say Gas Pipe.
When I see Gasso Jr. or Gasso the Third in there, that's when I'm going to be in the mixing in the hunt. Brief timeout. We come back with more. Amachi Brook will visit with us, and then we got to get to it, ladies and gentlemen. We got a lot to get to next hour as we come back on a Friday, and we're talking college football. Tony Vols made a statement today. Go read it. I'm not reading it. As we continue with more on the other side. And a shout-out to my man ZR, Perry Cooper. We're going to do a little bit of that as well on the other side after this.
Whether it's baseball, football, softball, church groups, or schools, if you're raising money, do it with locally roasted Grade A Grounds coffee. I'm Billy Miller, a Vol alum and Knoxville native. You keep 40% of sales, and we donate 5% back to our East Tennessee community. Get started today by visiting our website at gradeagrounds.com.
Score a TD every time with T3 Vodka. T3 is Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka is taking the Volunteer State by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where quality isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. Filtered 10 times and 80 proof, T3 Vodka delivers a smoothness that's unmatched. This dedication to excellence has already earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades. T3 is a 5-time gold medal winning vodka and the 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner. Whether you're sipping it neat or on the rocks or mixing up your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka is your choice for a premium, award-winning experience. Score a T3 TD and ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, drink T3 Vodka and score a touchdown every time. T3, Tennessee's premium vodka. Distributed by Athens Distributing Company. Please drink responsibly. Basilio here. No one does it like Alumni Hall. I'm here to tell you, living Vol fan, only one place that's the best place to shop for Tennessee gear, and that's Alumni Hall. The best and largest selection of Tennessee apparel for the whole family. Top brands like Nike and Champion, Columbia, Peter Millar. Load up on hats, accessories, Yeti, all your tailgating necessities. Download the Alumni Hall app, click account, and it'll tell you how much Hall cash you've earned. You earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Alumni Hall, with physical locations in Murfreesboro, Bristol, and 3 locations in Knoxville, now open in Johnson City. Pop into Alumni Hall and get ready and tell them Tony B sent you. When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio Show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm gonna hop online and I'm gonna get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold way filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our gold bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it to budget.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama's Easy approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
I'm going to bow my head when I say thy name, ladies and gentlemen, because Amachi Brook now joins as we begin hour number 2. Amachi Brook, I love you so much. I appreciate you so much. Tell the living listener, as we get ready to celebrate our 10th anniversary Keith Hatfield tailgate for the kids, benefiting our friends at Amachi, exactly what Amachi does, because we've got 14 tickets in, you just told me.
Yes.
14. Bino, count them. 14 whole tickets, Bino. 14 tickets, Bino. Bino says we're going to get the number.
I believe it too, honestly, Tony. I really do.
I bet over on this every year. It's the only thing I hit all year long.
Well, we only need about 400 more tickets if we're going to hit our goal.
Easy.
And we've got 2 weeks to get there, Brooke. We've never been in this spot, have we?
Not that I've seen, Tony. I mean, I think it's just keeping us on our toes, right? Keeping us on our toes.
We're in big trouble.
I hope not.
We are in big trouble, man.
I hope not.
So today in the blog, Amachi Brook's number is there. I need you to take that number, put it on the website, spread it around. Thank you, Mike Carver. You're a good man. People are. We need that number spread around. These tickets are more expensive now than they ever have been, and it's getting more and more difficult now to do this.
Like the loaves and fish.
Yes.
Just take 14, turn it into 500.
That would be great.
I like that, Vino.
That'd
That
be
was
great.
good.
Unfortunately, that doesn't work.
No.
I'll tell you what we ought to do is like go out.
That doesn't work.
Go out. Well, we should go outside the gates and say, hey, this is like the loaves and the fish. Here are 14 tickets. Let these 400 kids in. How do you think that would go over?
Okay, you're right, Tony. I don't think that's going to work.
I'd say, hey, I'm doing God's math over here. We're doing God's math, Amachi Brook.
I did forget the Pharisees were at the gate.
There you go. Thank you very little. Those people at the gate, if you told them the loaves and the fish would tase you, they would tase you on the way in. All right, so tell me about what Amachi does and what we do. And a special shout out to our friends at Calhoun's who cater this event.
Yes.
We're having a first-class celebration of these kids. It's literally my favorite day of the year for anything that we're involved in. Amachi Brook, go ahead.
Yes, so for any of you that don't know about Amachi, we are a mentoring program under Knoxville Leadership Foundation. We've been in the community for over 20 years learning and living and breathing mentoring. And so what that means is we work with kids that have a parent in prison or jail, sometimes both parents, and we find them a positive adult mentor to walk alongside them and just have fun getting out in the community, doing things like UT football games when hopefully we can make that happen. And it's all about just caring and loving for one another and doing life together, which is absolutely beautiful. And I would say that this is a community event that we pull together. People in the community just love on each other. They love this program. And without everybody coming together, we can't make this happen. And so please don't let Amachi Brook get tased at the entrance trying to turn 14
'Cause she will.
tickets into 400, please.
Because we will do that.
I will ask. I mean, I have to.
We will do that. We will go down there with those kids that are expecting to go to this game.
We got to.
Hey, my son's a lovely girlfriend who
Yes.
mentors a child and has for about a year and a half.
Yeah.
Told me, she said, I signed up for it.
Yep.
And I didn't have the heart to look at her and say, I'm really glad you signed up. Unfortunately, we don't have tickets. We don't have the tickets in hand to make this happen. So here we are. We're appealing right now. A lot of these kids, let me just tell you this. This will be the first time they've ever been on UT's campus sharing in something that we love and treasure. There is nothing better than that. Nothing. And when those kids are over there and they're playing catch, and there are a lot of people at adjacent tailgates that know what's going on because they're show listeners.
Yep.
And they'll go out and play with them. It's cool,
It's
isn't it?
so cool. Like I said, it's bringing the community together. I don't think that, especially since the pandemic, we haven't had opportunity to do that. And, and kids need to see that we care about them. They're our future, whether we like it or not.
Absolutely.
And so I'll tell you, Tony, last year we actually had a kid that looked at their mentor and they saw everything inside Nayland and they said, I want to go to UT when I grow up. And it's like moments like that. That's what this day provides, right? Like that's what we want.
Wow.
And so please help us be a part of that. We need your help.
What's that worth to you, Bino?
What?
Hearing a story like that.
Oh, it's fantastic. That's why I know it's out of our hand.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get Mike Carver out here next. Hey, Carver, I'm going to get you on the air like he used to do at his tailgate. Carver would sit there and go, God's blessed you, dig deep. And he would scream it at people. And this lady from an adjacent 501c3 tailgate said to me, who I knew, she said, who is that guy? I said, oh, that's crazy Mike Carver. She said, boy, I'd love to use his tactics. I don't think they would like him too much. Carver screamed at one guy one time at the medical thing that he was involved with. He goes, it was for Fish Pantry. He goes, hey, Ron, I know God's blessed you. You need to pull some more money out of your pocket, man. I mean, it was one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Here's the point. Without you, this does not happen. Without people like Brooke standing in the gap for these kids who have one or both parents incarcerated under that, the leadership, what's the?
Knoxville Leadership
Thank
Foundation,
you.
yep.
This does not happen. We all will play a part in this. Without you who listen, if you don't have tickets, you can't give tickets. Without you not taking a moment to going over to tclub.team today, taking her address and copying it, and then pasting it over there on your favorite, whatever site you are when you're talking to fellow Vol fans or even SEC football fans for that matter, or putting it on Twitter. Without that, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm not specifically asking for your tickets. I'm just asking you to take a minute here. And another thing that's happened here down through the years is Brooke has gotten mentors that have come out of this audience, which is another great thing about this, man.
Absolutely. Oh, my gosh. We have 80 kids on our wait list right now.
My gosh.
80 kids waiting to have a mentor. And I always say it's going to happen. It's in God's timing. But if you're hearing this and you have a little tug, give me a call. I would love to talk about this because I bet I have a kid that would love to meet you.
4 hours a month.
Yep, for a minimum of a year.
4
I used to
hours
say it was
a
a long
month.
time, but a year goes by quick anymore.
Sure it does.
Mhm.
Doesn't she know it, Bino?
Tell me.
How quick's a year go by, Bino?
It's gone.
Yeah.
Amachi Brooke, your email is on the site, but go ahead and give your email out or how folks can find you. And I love you so much. You have no idea.
I love you right back, Tony.
I love you guys.
Yes, yes. All right. If you guys want to send me some tickets, I have got an email address set up to receive those. It's Amachi Tailgate Tix, TIX@gmail.com. If you want to have a conversation, if you want to ask any questions, feel free to give me a call. I'm taking all of those and would warrant any questions you have, but we really do need your tickets. Really do need you to spread the word, and I so appreciate you.
Amachi Tailgate Tix at gmail.com.
Yep.
What's the website, Bino? Let me hear how good Bino is. Amachi Tailgate Tix.com at gmail.com.
All right, there we go.
Bino got the .com in there. Hey, he's paying attention.
Yes, he is.
I am paying attention.
Hey, I know you are.
I'm a slow learner.
Amachi Brook, do you guys want to sit down there and make my picks for me this weekend? I got to pick 10 football games. I bet you and your partner could do a lot better than I've been doing the last couple of weeks.
I'll be honest.
And get them in earlier.
She's good at what
she's
she does.
A baller.
She knows her sports. I mean,
right.
I'd trust her more than most.
Hey, love you guys. Thank you.
Love you back.
Keep doing what
Thanks,
you're doing.
Brooke.
Amachi Brook. Okay, so Brian told me it's not 2 weeks away. It's 3 weeks away. Laura told me it's 2 weeks away. I listen to Laura, my lovely bride. Bino, I'm so screwed up this week. My brain's so fried that we had week 8 on our winners and losers presented by Dos Equis last night. We had week 8 out there. And by the way, special shout out to Brad and our friends at Calhoun's. Special shout out to Mike and Kelsey and everybody involved with Chase family. They're just incredible people. Special shout out to Marcos for helping out with this as well. Special shout out to my friends at Alumni Hall and several of our sponsors that come forward and just want to serve those kids on that day. Our 2 friends in Nashville that buy the tailgate spot for those kids, they spend several $1,000s on it, and their only request is don't use our name. Don't use my name. So it's just all good. It's just all good, but we need those tickets now. I'm getting nervous right here, Bino.
They're coming, Tony. They are coming. They're coming. I tell you every year they're coming, and they will.
Bino had a great
fan
line,
base
though.
Won't let you down.
The Sadducees and the Pharisees. And by the way, the Chariots of Hire people are going to shuttle the folks that are involved and the mentors with the kids to and from the game.
Just gets better every year.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
They've
just
come
gets
forward.
better
Woody
every
and
year.
those folks.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So shout out to Mark Parsons and those great people. So here we are. We're live at Calhoun's. We're going to go to the phones. Bino, your thoughts on Tomato, my good friend. And then we go to the phones.
The card itself?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, on what's going to happen tomorrow. What do you think?
I think Tennessee's going to take care of business tomorrow.
They're going to whoop them, play better and whoop them?
I think they're going to respond after a loss, as they generally do.
Yep.
I just think Tennessee has too much offense for Kentucky, who struggles offensively. So
let's go to the phones. Yeah, I think that's right. I have a feeling the Vols are going to pull the top off of them tomorrow night because they're going to be able to score. Now, I do think the Bully kid is that resourceful type of quarterback.
Yes.
That does what he does.
Yeah.
And down through the years, we've been in close football games with Kentucky when we play guys like him.
Yeah, we've been in close football games with Kentucky for a long time.
Yes.
There. I think it's, I don't know how many years since we won a game by more than a touchdown there.
Yes.
It's been a long time.
Yes. All right, so let's go to the phones. And let's get to Hoosier-Vol. Ryan in the hunt and in the mix with us. Hoosier-Vol, Ryan, you're in the hunt. You're in the mix, and you're in the hunt. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing?
Hello, Ryan. How are you?
Hey, Hoosier-Vol, Ryan.
Before we get started, Bino, how about the state of Indiana being 12-1 to start the college football and NFL season? Did you see that coming?
No, absolutely not. I thought that Indiana was probably a one-year deal, and I was obviously dead wrong about that. And I thought Daniel Jones would just be another in a long line of stiffs that the Colts have run out there at quarterback since Andrew Luck left. Well, really since Phillip Rivers left, and I was dead wrong about that too. He's been really, really good.
Yeah,
awesome.
Pretty surprising and a pleasant surprise. Well, now that that's out of the way, guys, are we all going to be Hoosier Vols tomorrow? I invite everyone. Be a Hoosier Vol tomorrow. At noon, you get to watch Signetti. Now, he's not above running it up on someone. That line is like 24.5, I don't know about that. But if Signetti gets the chance, he will lay the absolute wood to Nico. And then about 8 hours later, you can turn on the Vols and watch them beat Kentucky. So we can all be Vols tomorrow.
Nico's become one of my 5 favorite players in college football to watch. I don't know that I'm...
Really?
Yeah, I wrote it this week in my blog, Bino. I'm rooting for Nico to have a good day tomorrow, man. I think he's a good story.
Yeah, I haven't rooted against Nico.
No, I don't.
I don't want his daddy to get a whole lot of joy out of anything, but
That's
I haven't
right.
rooted against Nico.
That's right. That's where I'm at.
Huh. Well, I guess I'm the petty one. But yeah, guys, tomorrow. I was listening to I think Eric Kane. He said that this quarterback has only thrown 3 completions that we're facing. This Kentucky kid, 3 completions further than 20 yards down the field in the whole season.
How many tomorrow, Bino, will he have on our defense? If he has 3 going into today.
I'll give him 5 tomorrow.
Amen.
Oh, God.
No, he's not going to get 5 tomorrow.
He'll find a way.
He may double what he's done. He may go from 3 to 6.
3 in the game tomorrow. Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Man. I mean, I really like this team. I think they're a fun team. They're exciting because they're so flawed that it is a razor's edge prospect.
Yep.
That's what makes this so exciting. And they totally could win the next 5 games. They totally could go 8-4 or worse. I don't think worse, but they could totally go 8-4. And but my goodness, if no offense to our defensive coordinator and our middle of the field players such as the linebackers and the safeties, if they can't figure out a way to look pretty good against this Kentucky team, I don't know what to tell them. I'm not saying we're going to shut them out, but I heard that stat and I said, surely our safeties and linebackers can look good against this guy.
What I do expect tomorrow, Ryan, I do expect our pressure package to come back. I don't know what happened at Alabama because I thought that was an area that Tennessee could exploit, and for whatever reason they didn't. I think they will tomorrow.
Is this
yeah.
Well, here's my thing about tomorrow, guys, and you're right about this season. This is the thing that makes the game and the season so great, is that anything can happen tomorrow, which I absolutely love about this season. I treasure that about college football right now. And the fact that my team could get beat tomorrow night is kind of maddening. But there are so many games you can say that about coming into tomorrow. So many games. And, Bino, where are you on this Banks guy? Where are you on this Banks guy? Because we have fans that want him gone, which I think is an overreaction, by the way. Just like last year, wanting to give him a huge raise and name a street after him was a huge overreaction. I just don't think his players are very good, Bino.
No, I think his overall body of work, Tony, suggests that he's not the guy going forward.
Really?
Wow,
that's surprising.
What I'm uncertain of is when Heupel's offense is operating the way he wants it to operate, who is the guy to complement that?
Well,
because we saw it.
Yeah,
I don't know how many more plays they're playing than everyone else, but just like that last possession down there, when we were our defense was the point. I mean, we're not very good to start with, but when you're not very good and you're tired, that's a bad combination.
That's right, Ryan.
Well, I mean, here's my counter, and I'm not. If we win by 1 point, I know this sounds cliche, but just Al Davis, just win, baby, I guess. But because then the season stays alive. But it would alarm me because South Carolina's not that good. We just talked about how old Stiffy Kiffy defense is optional. They're not that good, and they managed to not let Kentucky torch them. And that's all I'm asking. I actually think the corners, though they've been much maligned, I don't think they're that bad, and one of them's a young freshman. But I'd really like to see some good, clean play tomorrow night, and I'd like to see the linebackers and the safeties look conference-worthy, shall we say. Because if they can't do it tomorrow night, I don't know, boys. Might be rough.
Ryan, you're the man. Good luck to the Hoosiers tomorrow, and I hope you roll Nico like a joint cigarette, truth be told.
Will do.
Thank you, brother. Think Signetti, if they get an opportunity, going to put an end to the fun Nico story out there?
I think he's pretty heartless out there.
Huh?
I think he's putting it on everybody he can put it on.
That last year he was at James Madison Bino. I told you I pounded them, and they pounded everybody in their sight. I just bet them to hammer. They were hammering the line that year. C said a very interesting thing. Thank you, Brad. C said a very interesting thing last night, which is these basketball coaches and everybody on these teams now know the number. In case you're interested, when you're watching college basketball, because here's the deal at the top of that sport. If you want a top 4 seed, you better overperform that point spread because the point spread is determined by KenPom. KenPom determines that is a huge component of that net ranking. And if you want to perform versus the net ranking versus what you're playing, you better go out there and pound these teams that you can pound and beat them in the submission. And the other thing that's interesting about that point spread scandal, Bino, that broke, and these guys, you'll hear them really get into this on Winners and Losers presented by Dos Equis, which is up next. But a lot of times these coaches now are afraid to put the walk-ons in games late because they're going to mess the lineup. And then they get all this hate stuff in their inboxes. That's a thing now, Bino. Remember when the kids would come into games and we thought it was so cute and everybody loved and cheered for the walk-ons. Now the walk-ons don't want to be out there.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine that. To you and I, the game's over. To those kids, they know the number. I'm going to go out there and blow this for our home fans.
I never thought about that.
How did we get here, Bino?
I don't know. I never thought about it.
Okay, we take a brief time out. 865-200-5402 if you want to join us. Dave, stay right there. And E, stay right there. We continue with more. It's the Friday edition. We're live at Calhoun's on the River. Listen, this is a great place to watch. This is a great place to be tonight. They have live music. This is a great place before, during, and after the game when the Vols get back into action. This is a great place to come Sunday before the game. Come out here for a little afternoon a lunch before we go over and watch Duke. And this is the world we're living in. This is what Rick Barnes has done to Tennessee basketball. They're playing a scrimmage Sunday night, Bino, and the damn thing is sold out.
Sold out. A scrimmage.
And we're doing a Garza Law Tennessee basketball overtime after a freaking scrimmage, Bino. Thoughts on that?
This is the greatest scrimmage since the Orange and White game when Ernie and Bernard played each other the first time.
See that? There's a whole lot to – Brad shaking his head at that. There's a whole – as we come back on the other side and continue with more live at Calhoun's on the River after this.
Guests appear on the TLD Logistics Hotline. Online at tldlogistics.com.
Are you currently a residential electrician? Would you like more benefits, better pay, more upside? What about a $3,000 signing bonus? Free company-paid health insurance, annual profit share, company vehicle, gas card, much more. Call Advent Electric today. Advent, known for their large commercial jobs around town, and due to high demand, they're adding additional roles for their residential department. Maybe you know a friend, family member that's a residential electrician. Spread the word. Email hr@adventelectric.com. hr@adventelectric.com. 865-588-0631 and ask for the Tony B 3K signing bonus. Advent Electric is hiring. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land. Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold, refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis.
Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Whether it's baseball, football, softball, church groups, or schools, if you're raising money, do it with locally roasted Grade A Grounds coffee. I'm Billy Miller, a Vol alum and Knoxville native. You keep 40% of sales, and we donate 5% back to our East Tennessee community. Get started today by visiting our website at gradeagrounds.com.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morse here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Tony Basilio, and we are live once again with Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, you're out there on the field, 100 strong here in Knoxville. Talk to me. What's been going on with FC Alliance now that the weather's heating up?
We're out here for the first night of the boys' tryouts. We have over 400 kids that'll be here tonight. So a lot of exciting times right now for us. Our club teams start at U9 and we go all the way through U19. We have over 1,000 kids that come from Chattanooga from the Tri-Cities that make all our teams and make this club what it is today. So we're excited about it. We finished the younger kids a couple of weeks ago. We just finished the girls last night, and now we're on to our older boys program as we speak right now.
And we're blowing and going in the Tri-Cities. Tell me about it.
We started FC Alliance North 1 year ago, and coming off the first year, we're the largest, most competitive club up in the Tri-Cities area. We just finished our tryouts last night. Looks like right now we will be well over 400 kids for the upcoming season. So great things happening up there. We've put our boys into some really good regional leagues. So we're excited about what the future holds for them and also our girls programs.
If you want more information, check them out at fcallianceknox.org. That's fcallianceknox.org. Chad Stockton, keep growing the beautiful game here in East Tennessee.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tony.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care, I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called The Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you've actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth only drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw Premium Vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw Premium Vodka. Please drink responsibly.
My name's Tony. I'm back with you. 865-200-5402. Fan running till my boy comes up, William Pattison, at the top of your hour. Tomorrow, ladies and germs, I want to encourage you to, well, head over to my friends at VIP Play and play my triple play. Now, Bino kind of winced on a couple of these. I don't know if I've got Bino's full support. But, Bino, if you'll read some of those names, I think from the New York Post there, whose support will I have, Bino, with this parlay?
Ernest Aiello.
Ernest Aiello's in there.
He's Nelson Spanish G. Alvarez.
Okay.
Louis Apicella.
Louis. Okay. Apicella.
Amar Flapper Poker Awada.
Flapper Poker
Awada. Matthew the Wrestler Dodino.
Okay.
Lee Fama. Mm-hmm. Thomas Tommy Juice Gallardo.
See, this really encourages me that the Italian Mafia is still out there doing what they're doing, Bino.
It's just...
Can you imagine that?
I'm reinvigorated.
Our belief in humanity has been restored here in a sick and perverse way. But tomorrow over at VIP Play, our parlay reads as follows. It's called Tony B's SEC Triple Play Parlay. South Carolina plus 11.5 with Bama, Vandy minus 2.5 with Missouri, and Mississippi State plus 7 with Texas. And Beanstar, it's kind of interesting stuff, isn't it? The way these teams lay one on top of the other. And Alabama, sooner or later, has to run out of juice and just be played closely by Shane Beamer, who's going to pull out all the stops in that deal. Right?
I think it's a good spot, Tony. I think it's a good spot to catch Alabama sleepwalking.
Yep.
Not to beat them, but to stay within the number.
And that Texas team is utterly incredible at the end of the day in terms of you have to believe how bad they are on offense. It's an incredible story.
I had forgotten what Mike Hugan said about them all those offensive linemen automatically getting that big number together that someone put together for them. But you're going to find some of those guys out when you go out fleeing.
In the flea market. What a great line. All right, so Paul Super Apple, a.k.a. Paul Noe, said, I hate the info about ZR. And Paul's a musical guy, musician here in town. And he knew Perry as a musical force, but also knew him as a comic genius.
No question.
And ZR passed away, for those of you that are just listening to us. And he just embodies everything that I love about East Tennessee. First of all, he did a lot of things for a lot of people, didn't expect anything in return. He was a complete and total character from start to finish. And we are full of characters. We are a little nutty around here. It's why we love Tony so much. And Perry, when he would call the show, when we were in total pain after losing to Florida, and go, hey, Tony, are we ever going to beat Florida? Oink, oink, oink. And so, just to tell you the kind of comic genius that we lost in Perry, and then we'll go to the phones. But I wrote this today over at tclub.team, and I debated, whether or not to put the song titles in there. But at some point, it kind of is what it is. And my 5 favorite ZR songs, and there are several, but There was an adaptation of Give Peace a Chance that he did called Give Sheep a Chance. And in the middle of Give Sheep a Chance, he said everybody's talking about tall guy, small guy, wide guy, this guy, that guy. And then he says 11 fingers. And then the chorus was, all we are saying is give sheep a chance. We had a chorus of people singing behind him. And somebody turned to Perry during the recording and they said, who's 11 fingers? And he said, Joe Johnson. And they said, Perry, he's missing a finger. He doesn't have 11 fingers. He has 9.
But 11 just fit better.
And that's what he said. He said 11 just worked better. So the rest of the time, we called Joe Johnson 11 fingers. There was Green Christmas for Doug Dickey. The tall guy's dreaming of a green Christmas. Just bag it up, the money flows. There was Fulmer Wears a Hog Outfit, which was to dun 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 na 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 na. It was Jingle Bells. Dun na 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 na. And there was, to the tune of Rocky Top, Chavy Wavy knows how to scream and shout, but does he know how to coach? And then, of course, my favorite, Yellow Hog Marine. Bino, what was your favorite?
I think it was probably the City of Orlando or Chavy Wavy. One of those two is my favorite. And he just embodied everything about your show. And I followed him along step by step with your show. The first time I heard him or heard your show, I'm thinking, what the hell is that? And who would listen to that more than once? And then it just kept drawing me in and kept drawing me in, kept drawing me in, and until the point where I just loved every part of it. He would make you laugh.
Yep.
He would make you mad.
Yes.
He would make you think. He was just a perfect go along with your show, Tony.
And the kids last night were singing the lyrics to those songs. My kids were. Yeah. We were sitting there on a Thursday. We got together, had a little dinner, hanging out. They're grown, out of the house, all that stuff. And my daughter goes, Do you remember Green Christmas? And she's like singing the lyrics to me. And I go, how do you know that? She said, Dad, those were the Christmas carols you played when we were kids. She said other families were listening to whatever they were listening to. You were playing ZR Christmas carols in the house. I said, wow, what a childhood you must have had.
I tell you how he could span from one person to the next. My brother Ron was a 2-star general.
Yes.
And I've never seen him any happier than he was down. He loved Tennessee football. And we came once and went down to a spot on the strip, and Perry was there playing his fiddle with a wrestling mask on.
Okay, so that was the day he sung Rocky Top with ZR and the Clintons. And Paul was there that day. Paul was with the late, great Shannon Stanfield that day. And ZR sat there in the middle of all these people in his wrestling mask. That's incredible. Beautiful. That was in Hardee's. Yeah, I remember that. He has a photo of ZR playing his fiddle in Hardee's. The Hardee's on Western Avenue. ZR pulled that fiddle out and played that thing. And those people on Western Avenue, when ZR oinked into that microphone, looked at him like, what in the world is going on here? And for those of you that don't know what we're talking about, I'm going to post a few ZR tunes over on our YouTube account just to honor a guy who truly was really, really a comedic genius.
No, I just feel so blessed that I got to meet him through your show.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you, Bino. You're good people, man. And you're right. I can't imagine the people that encountered that for the first time listening to that back in the day going, what in the world? What in God's creation is this show, and what is that?
You had a topic out there one day where you were asking the best and the worst of coaches throughout the Southeastern Conference. Best head coach, worst head coach, best offense coordinator, worst offense coordinator, best offense. ZR called in, and the answer to every question was Philip Fulmer.
Just a total,
every question.
Complete simpleton. Hello and welcome into our next call. It's Dave. No, it's E, followed by Dave. Then Jim and Brentwood. Everybody's going to speak. We're live at Calhoun's on the river today. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous, glorious day here in East Tennessee. Hello, welcome into E. You're on the air.
Hey, Tone, that's E.
Hey, E, welcome in.
Man, I sure am sad to hear about ZR, but I'm glad to hear y'all, remembering so fondly, the memories that you have with him, and that's what you do, right? When somebody leaves, you remember the good stuff and you celebrate it, right? Was he the one that would tell you, Tone, you got to let it breathe, Tone? Was that him or was that someone else?
See, ZR started out as TR on the show, and then the TR came in. The Clinton TR came in, and he became the original TR became ZR. So,
yeah, and I asked ZR one day. I said, "Why did you become ZR instead of TR, which you started calling as?" And he said, "I was watching Matt Hinkin one night, and he said that the prefix or the abbreviation for freezing rain is ZR." And that was kind of the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And that's why he became ZR.
But to answer your question, no, TR is the one that would tell Tony to let it breathe.
Yeah. Well, see, there's a reason why I'm confused then. It's like a Spinal Tap thing of, especially with the originals. Then we became the new originals. Then we could, they dropped their name and then we could go back. Well,
only on the Basilio show.
Well, I was just thinking, man, it's like, dang it, Tone, all of our characters, man, they seem to be leaving us. Broderick and Roger and Jeeker, golly, and ZR. I'm going to try and hang around as long as I can. Hey, shout out, the missus says shout out to Peggy as well. Been missing her on the show. Been missing her plain-spoken voice, all the craziness that she brings in here. Heck yeah, I love it. Hey, in honor of ZR, I'll dedicate these two. I've got them written up. I just gotta find time to get with you and lay these down. But I got a couple of parody tunes for the Lay Down Lineman, and we're gonna set them to Wichita Lineman and Lay Down Sally.
Perfect.
Right? They're going to be awesome. They really are. I just I got to find a time to get up there with you before we quit doing the Lay Down Lineman thing.
Bino, are we gonna quit doing the lay down lineman? Does he retire that at some point, Bino?
I don't know.
He's a pretty stubborn guy.
I don't know,
and I don't know if he's going to get treated properly by the officials until he quits doing it. Bino.
Well, I turn away from it has come. It's time. Yes, it's time
because it makes no sense now, right?
Yep. Well, you're not going fast anymore. You're not going as fast. I mean, your defense maybe still just as dreadful, but it's like, what are you doing? It's not serious. It's not, to me, it's not respecting the game. And I think as an official, they could probably look at that and say, well, if you're not going to respect the game, then you don't deserve any respect from me either. You know what I mean? Come on, stop it.
My thought on it, is, I mean, a lot of the fake injuries were due to trying to stop Heupel's and other people's quick pace approach. So sure. I don't think you can make a case, although ours doesn't affect the game the way the other does. I don't think you can make a case that, hey, you got to make them stop, but we're going to continue to do this nonsense.
Yeah. Well, it's either that or we commit to the bid, and we have memorials to the fallen linemen, right? The Tomb of the Unknown Linemen, the Missing Lineman Formation. We just go all the way with this thing.
Well, I mean, at the end of the
Black
day,
armbands. I mean, come on, let's go commit to the bid, son.
When Dave Neal starts calling you out for it, it might be time to retire it. Because Dave Neal, tomorrow might be Saturday in his world, although I don't know. That's to be determined. But when he starts saying, hey, this is kind of, they're mocking the game here, that's probably not a good sign, Bean. That might be time to call it a day.
On the way out, I'm going to keep it brief. On the way out, what's the over-under for the lay-down lineman? I'll hang up and listen. Love you, boys.
You know, how many lay-down linemen tomorrow? I think we score on them a few times.
I hope it's 2.
One
I hope
and a
we're
half.
scoring quick enough and often enough that we do it twice.
Yep. So I'll go 1.5.
All right.
To encounter
That's a good line.
action going both ways. Remember, go over to VIP Play. Speaking of action tomorrow, check out my SEC Triple Play. It's going to be off the damn hook. As we go back to the phones and get Dave in here. Dave, welcome in. You're on our Friday edition.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Dave.
I talked to my buddy last night. His wife works over there. I thought if it's okay, I could add a few little tidbits about Coach Tony Vitello. Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Well, stuff that was, now I don't know the context or anything like that, but stuff that was going around is that Tony wasn't happy about the stadium, the progress. He was also not happy about the where the students were placed. And basically, he was also not happy about, I guess, one of the lieutenants. Was basically telling him that no matter how many championships he wins over there, he's still going to be fourth in the pecking order. So I don't know if I brought anything new.
Yeah, Dave, I mean, if some of Danny's lieutenants are openly saying that to him, then they, without question, should be fired immediately. But like I told Tony yesterday, I don't know that this was tenable going forward anyway, but I don't think there's anything that could have been done to keep Tony from taking this opportunity that he got.
Yeah.
It's just a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity
that
had never been offered to a guy in his position before, to take one of the 30 jobs at the very top of his profession. I think Mark from Columbus was right yesterday. If Danny White and Tony had been best friends, which obviously they're not, it wouldn't have changed his decision this time.
You know what's really interesting to me, guys, and Dave, just about this story, is how it's a real look-see into what's going on right now going forward in these athletic departments.
Yeah.
Because these are competitive people by nature. And when you tell Tony Vitello the money we're allocating you is like 1/4 of the money the Lady Vol basketball team is going to get, that's going to run all over him. Now, you better be an athletic director that communicates with him. You cannot do that through an emissary. You cannot manage that way. You better have a relationship with all these coaches, because communication is going to be extremely important. And the sad thing about Danny White is that he's great at raising money, and he is and I'm going to be generous with this. He's a horrendous communicator. When you watched him on that stage the other day, I communicate for a living. To be in the spot he's in, should be a better. He should have taken a class somewhere, because that guy is a dreadful. He did not make his point. He took a little bit of muddy water the other day, and when he got done with it, it looked like a whale was flopping around in a mud pen. Bino, could you believe his communication skills up there the other day?
I mean, I actually didn't watch it, but
be thankful. Be glad.
From what I understand, it was
unbelievable. And Dave, Tony, the thing that opened my eyes is that reporting from Kendall Rogers, which is that Tony gave a Texas A&M 2 cracks and really looked at that job. That tells me that he was not going to be long on this campus, whether it was a major league job or a college job. And it points to what Orange Throat said today, which is that when you have the viewpoint that Tony has, which is that linear viewpoint of you're either with me or you're against me, and that is who Tony Vitello is. You talk to any of his players, and you put that on the campus with a guy that manages like Danny White, that was never, and I mean ever, going to work long term. Do you agree with that, Bino? Ever.
I've said before,
short-termer.
I don't think this was the end of Tony possibly looking elsewhere.
Yeah, I think that's right. Whether it was a college job, but when the major leagues came a-calling,
that was done.
That's one thing I said Saturday is, look, you can blame Danny White for some of this, but this is going to be Tony taking a Major League Baseball job is why he's leaving. And you know what? There's 30 of them. Every little kid that loves baseball like Tony does grows up looking at the bubblegum cards when they're kids, and they all flip that thing and see the guy in the batting helmet and go, man, look at me. That's going to be me one day. And this guy's going to get a chance to put a batting helmet on. So good, or a helmet on. Good for him.
Let's face it. This Tennessee baseball job is not the top 3 job in America. It was with Tony Vitello as the coach, but it's not with him not here. He's bigger than the program.
No, I disagree with that. When you saw the fan interest here, I think the fans are going to give this next guy a real chance. I encourage people to go to the Sunday scrimmage down in Nashville. Go and pack that place just like you would if Tony was there, because really this is about the kids now. This is about saving this program. This is about keeping this momentum going forward, and you got to show these kids a lot of love right now. And I still think there is a tremendous amount of baseball interest in our state, in our community, and I don't see any reason why we can't carry on. I'm sorry, I don't.
Here's the deal, Tony. It doesn't matter who they get over there. The only chance they've got is to promote Elander to keep some of that same blood over there. If they don't do that and he goes his own way, and hires, and they struggle the next couple of years, baseball will be an afterthought again over there at Tennessee. And that's just plain, simple truth of it.
Dave, it's not
I feel for Will help. Yeah. I feel for Will.
Yep. It's not like you, Dave.
As soon as they drop off, if they drop off the next couple of years, it'll be an afterthought, Tony.
Dave,
you can't let a guy like that walk out the door.
Dave, thank you. Have a good day. Dave, you have a bright day, Dave. I'm sure you will. You're going to come outside, Dave. And, you know, we do have isolated showers here in East Tennessee. It's a thing. Over at Dave's house, it rains every day. Dave must have the greenest grass in North America, Bino, because he's got rain clouds on a sunny day. When it's warm outside, Dave won't come out and play. What a negative guy, man. Obviously, Bino, there's enough interest in that baseball program to draw those people, to build that stadium. And Tony was a force of nature. There's no reason if you don't hire somebody and win an SEC baseball that they won't come. There's no reason.
Yeah.
Now that they've tasted it.
Because he was so special.
Yep.
I'm not sure we'll ever consistently play at like the championship level that we've become accustomed to.
Sure.
But I certainly think that you can, and I think Dave's right. I think the best step right now would be stability, and that's Elander. I think that's the best move to make. But I do think this is built so strong that it can be a very good program going forward.
The playbook with William Pattison, ladies and gentlemen, is on the way next. We are going to stay here and take a few calls on TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime, should you want to get in here with us. I want to thank my friends at Calhoun's on the River who are outstanding. With the week off next week, we will not be out here. With the Oklahoma weekend, we will be. William Pattison's going to be here in 2 weeks doing his show live and in living color leading up to Russell W. Smith. And then I'll be on with you from 11 to 1 that day, and then we're going to play music that night. So, William Pattison, love you.
Now, we are here next week.
Oh.
There's Oklahoma and then the open day.
Oh.
We
so
are here
Oklahoma is next week.
Oklahoma's next week.
Oh gosh, man, I need to get my facts straight.
7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
You talk about a goofball. I thought Oklahoma was 2 weeks, Bino. That's how fried my brain is, seriously. I guess 8 hours of broadcasting will do that to you,
Logistics
Bino.
Overdrive Overtime, presented by TLD Logistics. Online at tldlogistics.com.
Okay, so I've been married like 34 years, okay, which is like, you in the backpack era, like, who in the hell would marry him? Trust me, she's a beautiful lady, like a living, breathing saint. I've been married for like 34 years. And last night, my lovely wife, Laura, looks at me, and because I went to the park, and I walked about 4 miles. And after walking, I came back. We recorded a podcast last night, which will air here in a little bit. Our TLD, or our Winners and Losers, presented by Dos Equis. I come upstairs. I'm working on the blog. She says, "Tony, you look terrible, man. You better go get you some sleep." I said, "Really? That's confidence-inducing. You look terrible. You better go get some sleep." Bino, that day before, and this thing with Tony Vitello this week, you talk about like emotionally gut-wrenching, being in the middle of that thing.
Yeah, it's
and a 7-hour show we did.
It was a really, really rough 6 days. Really rough 6 days.
Brutal, dude. You and I talked early on. It was going to be an upset if he stayed. I don't know that our fan base fully appreciates the gravity and the enormity of the major leagues. That's a big. And you and I have a personal friend that was involved in it for a couple of decades.
Yeah.
That is a chosen few thing that ever get a chance to cross the white lines.
That's right.
Player, coach, anything. And if you get there, you got there, you can get anywhere, because that's very, very difficult. It's a world-level game now. It's the best players in the world. I went on that San Francisco radio station, and I told them, and there were a couple other requests I just turned down because I was just out of gas. But I went on that highly rated morning show, and I told those guys, I said, "Listen, I don't know if a college coach can do this, because I don't pretend to understand the inner workings of a major league clubhouse. But if there's any guy out there that can do it, it's a guy that's going to come in there very humbly. It's a guy that calls himself a teammate. All those things. It's a guy that is one of the more special people we've ever been in the presence of."
Yes. Yeah, I've said it before. I think he's the only special elite coach of my lifetime here in any sport. We've had we've had Hall of Fame guys.
Yeah.
But
of course, Pat Summitt,
yes. I'm
but
sorry.
we're talking
on the men's side.
Men's side.
I'm talking about on the men's side because I didn't see Nealon.
That's right.
And I think Nealon and Tony are the two.
Yeah.
Just top of the mountain.
And here's the thing. If Tony would have stayed like Nealon did, or if Tony comes back like Nealon did.
Yeah.
Tony will have that baseball stadium named after him one day.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen.
Yeah, he will. And Mr. C brought up a good point as we were talking yesterday, and that's that all of us grew up in an area where, well, you didn't, but I grew up in an area where it's college first.
Yeah.
And professional sports second.
Yep.
Tony, as much as he loves college baseball, he grew up in St. Louis.
I never even thought about that.
One of the greatest baseball cities in America. And I don't care who he's for. I think he was a Cubs
fan.
I don't care who he was for. He was a baseball guy growing up in an area where the Cardinals and the Cubs and people like that that's the Mecca.
Yeah.
So
And listen, I've told this story on the air before, but when I traveled in business, I remember calling Bino at the time, and I said, I just watched it was an early round playoff game in a sports bar in St. Louis in the middle of the afternoon. You know those first round, how they're on all hours of the day. Let me tell you something. That place in St. Louis, that game, watching that, was like watching an SEC high-level football game when the Vols were playing Alabama. Those people were hanging on every freaking pitch in St. Louis and could tell you the whys and hows. They understood every little intricacy of what they were looking at. I mean, it jazzed me up a little bit. I can't stand the Cardinals because they've destroyed my hopes and dreams. They're like the Yankees of the National League. But that said, I give credit where credit is due. The atmosphere in that place was all-time awesome, Bino. Just all-time awesome.
Yeah, I understand the comparison because the Yankees have killed my hopes and dreams. I'll tell you that.
Interesting. Let's go to the phones, and we'll get Jim in here. Dave in Chattanooga wants to speak as well. Jim, you're in Brentwood. You've been so patient, and I appreciate you waiting patiently, and it was not my intention to make you wait like that. But thank you so much for hanging on and blessing us with your presence today. You're on our TLD Logistics Overdrive Overtime presented by our friends at TLD Logistics. Hi.
Tony, the honor is mine, buddy. It's no problem waiting. I'm happy to do it. So I got to tell you, I am currently in Bardstown, Kentucky, about to walk into the Willett Distillery, so I'm not sure how the infrastructure is going to be around here. I might be skipping around. I apologize.
Ew, I like that, man. Are you in that business, or are you taking a tour?
No, me and 4 buddies are on our way to the game tomorrow. We're doing a little Kentucky
Oh, that's
bourbon,
cool. Beautiful.
Today we're
awesome, man. What is, if you don't mind me asking?
Tomorrow.
Oh, going to go Keeneland?
That's exactly right.
Awesome, dude. Bino, you and I have been.
Yes, we have.
Love
that.
Would you recommend Keeneland to somebody?
Absolutely. You got to go to Keeneland, and this is your last opportunity to do it, along with a Kentucky football game.
How about that?
We're going to have a restorative weekend after a long week for Vol fans.
Good.
I wanted to tell you too. Me and the driver, we were hanging out at the Arkansas game a couple weeks ago. And we were at a tailgate with a bunch of old school Oak Ridge people, and I heard a familiar voice and got to meet Bino, Jeff Henderson at the tailgate, which was, like meeting a local celebrity. I mean, who can ask for anything better than that?
Jim, thank you. The pleasure was all mine. I enjoyed meeting you.
Bino, does that happen to you? Do people recognize your voice from
yes.
time to time?
No,
yes.
Very few know what I look like.
Right.
But I can't go anywhere and open my mouth in public. So.
Really? Are you kidding?
No.
That happens a lot.
Yes.
That's interesting.
But, Tony, I got one thing to report from the road that I wanted to make sure you were aware of. Because,
Please.
We're coming up from Nashville into Kentucky, and then you go up 65, and then you go on the Bluegrass Highway. We go right by Fort Knox. And you would not believe it. We go by Fort Knox. And at the gates right there, Danny White was right there knocking on those gates trying to get into Fort Knox. You wouldn't believe it.
Hey, a lady told me an incredible Danny White story. You guys want to hear an incredible Danny White story? I was waiting until we get off the air today because I'm not here to pile on a guy, okay? She said, Tony, I heard you guys talking about just his single-minded focus toward money. She said, I saw him at an event. She said, and I was wanting to go meet him, okay? And he was screaming into this lady who's obviously was like north of 80 years of age about a $1.5 million check she was supposed to write. And he was going, now we're going to get that. He's like screaming in her ear about this check. And I'm just going, this place. Now, Bino, how much of that story do you believe that he was screaming in a lady's ear about that check?
Yeah.
Yes. So when you're enjoying,
I don't think he was angry. Probably just thought she was hard of hearing.
Oh
and
yeah,
made
that's
sure.
what he did. No, he was screaming because he knew she was hard of hearing. She had the hearing aid in her ear, and he was screaming about this $1.5 million check right in her ear in front of everybody. Now make sure you're going to make sure you sign it. So, Jim, I don't know if that was worth hanging on for, but you induced that out of me.
Well, I got to say, I really appreciate. I got to give my appreciation to Danny because just this week after I saw his press conference, my wife was asking me about something about the kids, having to get them somewhere or whatever, and I told her, it's really not appropriate for me to have a direct relationship with the kids. You'll have to speak to my lieutenant about working with the kids on where they need to be and homework and everything. It's not. I don't really keep it as a habit to have a relationship with them directly.
Hey man, we got to have our. I can't believe he said that in an open microphone, Jim. Can you? And in all your born days, have you ever seen anything like that in all your born days?
I just feel like that, it just speaks to how socially unaware he is, that seemed like a good idea or like that this was okay, like, oh, yeah, this is the appropriate way to run a business. They'll like this. I don't know, man. Really disappointing.
That was incredible. It was, but you know what it does? Danny will be gone from here one day, right? And we'll always laugh about that press conference, just like we did when Aunt Bev and Johnny Bahama Curry were up there, and they had that funeral spray behind them, and all those memes that came out. It looked like they were singing a duet together when they were both holding their handheld mics. I mean, you cannot make this place up, guys.
Yeah, and I just wonder today, when Danny White does move along, is the next guy any different in that position?
Hell no.
I mean, we've gone from our athletic director, instead of looking over the entire athletic department, being out with a whistle around his neck at a football practice, and now we've gone to a guy that doesn't even talk to his coaches.
It's the greatest thing ever. I love this place. Talk about one extreme to another. Filmer was watching the film. It's the greatest thing ever. Jim,
Danny could probably get out there and give our DBs some tips, I bet. You might have something for him.
Well, he sure does know a lot about releasing people into a zone. I'll say that for him. Because there are zones he doesn't cross, obviously.
He ought to be on top of him like an 80-year-old woman.
Try screaming in that wide receiver's ear. Try screaming. That you'll get results. Hey, thank you, Jim. Good talking to you. Could you not picture him? She said it was like at a function, like a mixer kind of thing, and she was kind of going to wait for him, and like standing like a foot and a half. Well, you do that. You give people a little social distance, and he's literally just bared up, and that lady's hearing aid's there, and he's just literally screaming in her ear about that $1.5 million check. Might be the greatest thing I've ever heard.
Hey, Jim, it was a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, Jim. Oh, it's a pleasure talking to you. So you did meet this. You remember that?
Yeah. Last week at the tailgate.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I just got to pause for the cause on that note. I just let it breathe, as we say in the trade. Let's get Dave in here, who's in the scenic city of beautiful Chattanooga. Dave, welcome in.
Hey, Tony, it's Brian.
Oh, hey, Brian, welcome in.
Hey, welcome. Happy Friday, you and Bino.
Same to you, my brother.
Questions. I'm not trying to be funny or whatever, but I agree with you that Danny White is a buffoon, or anyway, he can't communicate. But how is it that he can raise money and be such a well-renowned, or it seems to be a pretty good AD. I'm not a fan after him really this much, but when he can't communicate so well, does he just rubs elbows with the elite people and can win them over? Or do you?
No, not really. It's just that they want to help him. He's not afraid to ask for the money. You see him up there.
Okay.
I mean, he literally is a guy.
Base and the people that have the money. People that don't have the money, they want Tennessee to win, no matter who's really there.
Yeah.
And he's willing to ask for it. Okay.
But Danny's not going to give you the warm fuzzies. Like he's not. Like I talked to some of the elite people around town that running those circles. They want access, so they're going to do business with Tennessee. It's how it is, and they want to help their program. But it didn't like this guy. This guy is a guy who's just not afraid to ask for more. He is Andrea True Connection. I'll date myself with a music reference, but more, how do you like it? That's his theme song, because it's always more, constantly more, constantly. And you saw him. One of the first things out of his mouth here at that press conference, which was really crazy to me, was about the revenue. When Tony got here, his thing was $3.5 million, and now we fund it to 13. Fans don't care. Fans are heartbroken today, man. They don't care about your damn revenue. Nobody thinks about that. Nobody thinks about the money. Nobody. Like, nobody. That is the dumbest thing that's ever come out of somebody's mouth in that spot. But that's how he thinks. Like yesterday, I was saying, a guy like Tony, who's a heart and soul guy, is never, ever going to get along with a guy like Danny White. Danny White would look at me and go, what are you doing, man? Why would you stay on the air for 7 hours? Did you make extra money doing that? And I would say, no, not really. And he'd go, why would you do that? Why would you give that to those stupid marks? They would pay you for that. That's exactly what he would say.
Now maybe this viewpoint is too pro Danny White based on who came before him, similar to what people think about Heupel's son, but he, for his flaws, for the first time in long time, the overall athletic department's being run much more effectively than what we were accustomed to.
Amen and Allah freaking Luya, baby. You're exactly right.
Yeah,
exactly
well, that's what I
right.
hear. I mean, apparently he's pretty good at that, but he does have communication flaws. But
it's
pretty amazing how much, I never watched baseball until 21. My wife and I, we just got into it, I think, because we heard Tony on here.
Oh, wow.
And doing jam or no jam with Russell or whatever, and just anyway, it'd been since the Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa year, really, and we got started watching it, and we haven't missed a game since. I mean, we didn't go to all of them, but we watched them if they were available on TV, or I listened and just got drawn into where that's almost our favorite sport, or was. I don't know if it'll ever be the same with him gone, but I never met him, but just the connection, with me, I keep thinking about, if I saw him, I'd like to thank him for this or that, and the moments, and the Drew Gilbert, and my wife sitting behind first base yelling at Trey, the guy for LSU when he was a freshman. That was their first game ever, and the legends of Lindsey, and I mean, just the countless memories is just unbelievable, or whatever. And it's sad, man. I mean, it is sad. It just kind of makes you. It makes you sad. So anyway, secondly, I was wondering would it make sense that he wasn't ever really going to probably make it with Danny or stay with Danny. He's maybe putting fillers out to Texas A&M. Do you think that why did it take so long from Saturday to Thursday? Do you think that it was
he was tortured, man?
Danny, us to learn about Danny's side. I mean, I know he was conflicted.
No. He loved it here so much that he was really debating whether or not to take that job. He was really ripped apart by it. Look, most of these guys, if they had a chance in college baseball to manage a major league team, Beno, how quickly would they have said yes?
Not most, every one of them.
How quickly?
It would have been much faster than
he'd have been on the airplane
Tony
Saturday.
Yes.
They would have been scrimmaging.
Yes.
And most of those coaches would have walked in the back, gotten their stuff, told a few of their underlings, hey, I've got to get out of here real quick, and gotten away from their team, gotten on an airplane. That's how most guys would do it. Tony sat there with his kids, sat there and went through practice 3 or 4 days, went out there and cried the other day. That video of him crying. Hey, that's who that dude is, man. People say to me, is he really like that? The answer is hell to the yes. What you see is what you get from him. That's why he and I spoke the same language. Because, I mean, I am who I am. I don't care. I mean, you can like it, love it. I ain't here for your approval. But I will tell you this. I am here to make my community a better place. And, Bino, you and I know of countless people that Tony's impacted and never asked for a damn thing for it.
Nope.
Not a damn thing.
Nope. And done it when he wasn't really asked to do it.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, he's special. He's one of a kind, and I don't know if we'll be able to get close to it, but I wish him well. I'll always be rooting for him. I guess I'll have to start watching the Giants. I never really got into. I don't watch Major League Baseball, but I will watch it for him. I'm a fan and rooting for him. It's too bad that whatever couldn't come, but that opportunity, like you said, to go to the Major League, that is like a lottery ticket hitting that, especially with not having the Major League experience. And then, so lastly, when Danny White was giving his press conference yesterday, I think they asked him if a firm was going to be helping him or something, and I was shocked that he didn't say Negative Dave, that he was consulting with Negative Dave on the next hire.
I just oinked.
Beautiful. We needed one of those. We needed one of those today.
I like old Nega Dave. Old Nega Dave's he's a cheery guy, man. He declared it over. No more baseball program, Bino.
It's dead.
It's dead. Old Nega Dave. Dave, I like you in a kind of a sick and twisted way because I know you're real. That's what I love about Dave.
Oh, yeah. No. He's not trolling.
No. The trolley guys are the ones that kind of wear you out. But the real festering nerve people that just ooze that real emotion stuff. And Dave sees sports through that negative lens. We've all had friends like that, right?
Yeah.
Like out in Oak Ridge all those years when you guys would come in on Monday. Did you have people that no matter what was going on, they were always expecting?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
We all have friends like that. And it's just so amusing. But listen, I want to thank everybody for being here today. I want to thank, it's been great, Bino. Winners and Losers presented by our friends at Dos Equis /VIP Play on the way next on many of these same stations. Brian Hartman, thank you. Laura, thank you. Walton, thank you. Beanstar, till Monday. What's the score tomorrow night, Brock? Give me a score.
I think Tennessee's going to win about 42-17.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Hey, Gold Brick Joe, are you in the area to shuttle Bino back to love you. Love your show. Peace. Go ahead.
Rest in peace, ZR.
We love you.
Thanks for all the joy. Thanks for all the laughs. Thanks for the friendship.
We love you, Perry. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Basilio and our network of stars, studs, and stallions proudly brings to you, it is Winners and Losers, presented by our friends at Dos Equis and our friends at VIP Play. This is Week 8. I'll tell you how the week has been. I got a graphic ready here for those viewing the festivities over on YouTube, and you will see how worn I look, and believe me, that is how I feel. But I have Winners and Losers Week 7. It's actually Week 8, but Week 7's on the screen, so